The ribbon began with one woman's concept to wrap a ribbon for peace around the Pentagon on the 40th anniversary of Hiroshima Day. Like a string around the finger, it would serve as a gentle reminder that we love the earth and its people. She began to sew and asked her friends to stitch, embroider, or paint onto pieces of cloth the images of what they loved and could not bear to lose in a nuclear war.
You can't get sewing because you stop looking. You stop and you have to look. We have to look at all of this. And here's the more. The names.
Only 1 mile of ribbon was needed to encircle the Pentagon, but the idea quickly took hold, and over 10 miles of ribbon segments were produced by people from all over the country. In California alone, 1 mile of the national ribbon was produced, and 1/3 of the California ribbon originated here in Sonoma County. Women's Action for Nuclear Disarmament, or WAND, of Sonoma County, became the organizing force behind our community's participation in the ribbon. On May 11th, 1985, WAND invited people to Courthouse Square in Santa Rosa to help wrap our ribbon segments around the federal building as a way to participate in the Pentagon wrapping. Circle for release, circle for the planet, circle for each soul, for the future of our unborn, keep the circle warm, circle round for freedom.
We came here and we measured how many feet the federal building had, and we decided that we needed 270 segments to do this. And so we put
Project Coordinator for WAND, Liz Kenner.
We talked to churches, schools, civic groups. We had several meetings with local people about the ribbon, and then it started. And pretty soon segments started coming in. And at the end, we had, instead of 270 segments, we had 600 segments, which was really amazing, surprising to us. The idea started from trying to have everyone experience what they would experience in Washington. And all over the country, people are doing similar things as we are doing right here, having festivals or having parades. All kinds of things are happening with this ribbon.
Community member Barbara Baer.
When I think of this ribbon and the many more pieces that will be sewn to it, wrapped around the Pentagon, I think of all the details, the wonderful things people love, whether they put up their own food or they make their own clothes or they walk somewhere or they take their kids to play sports. And we hope that these people, mostly men who work with such abstract weapons of destruction, will take a look at the particulars that we've chosen to paint and to sew onto these ribbons, just to take a look. It's not canned and it's not laser beamed, it's all done by hand. And I hope they take a look, and I intend to be there.
Going to Washington?
I'm going to be in Washington, yeah.
We are a land of many colors, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a land of many colors.
had avoided working for peace for 37 years, which is the time between the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki and February of '82. That's 37 years. It's 444 months. So that's why I think the Holy Spirit is working on this case, because it wasn't, 337.
Justine Merritt, the woman who started the Ribbon Project.
Right. So for 444 months, I said, I will not pay any attention to my fear. And so I say now that I ran a low-grade depression for 37 years. I was married in August of 1945, so that my goal after Hiroshima was bombed and Nagasaki was bombed was to find a wedding dress and live happily ever after. I gave it a good try, 25 years, 5 beautiful kids, but I think that the fatigue I experienced whenever I went with those beautiful children and the bright, handsome husband to the museums in the Chicago area, we lived in Homewood, came from the unacknowledged depression. I believe that everybody in the United States is as bright and compassionate as I am. And we deny that we live in a world where the butterflies may all be destroyed.
We are young and old together, and we are singing for our lives.
I think that's one reason when I started talking, people heard me, because there are a lot of 61-year-old people out there, and most of us rejoiced when that war was over and did not care how it ended. So here I am, a former English teacher who loves symbols, involved in a very symbolic act.
We have a song for all the nations, and we are
work that people have done on this is so moving. I just see pieces that people put their hearts into. It seems as though there's so much more beauty in this than all the machinery headed toward so-called opposing countries. That I wish we could embroider our way through life, paint our way. No, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. My parents were working for nuclear disarmament almost from the end of the Second World War when it first began. So I remember making a poster, the peace in the world or the world in pieces, in about 1948. Jenny. So,
It's been going on.
It's been going on, yeah.
From Santa Rosa, the ribbon traveled to Lake Merritt in Oakland to be displayed with all the other California ribbons at the Festival of the Lakes. We had the opportunity to talk with the state coordinator, Audrey Keller, who was responsible for collecting and cataloging over 2,000 ribbon segments and then sending them on to Washington, D.C.
Well, I became involved in the ribbon about a year and a half ago when Justine Merritt, I met Justine Merritt when she came to California, and I was extremely impressed with her as a person and with the idea of the ribbon. I felt that it was something positive, something that has never been done, something that just might make a difference. We've all written the letters, we've all demonstrated, we've all marched, we've all done our bit for peace. This seemed like such a non-political, non-confrontational way of asking for peace. It seemed to me that there were many people out there that have never expressed themselves before that would be able to do so in this way. And I think that's what has happened. I think that's why it has grown so. I think that many people are expressing themselves here that have never done so before. It's a very different way of appealing to our leaders and to the men in Washington that are able to do something about it. I think it tells them that there are a great many silent people out here that want peace, and they want some real efforts toward peace. As I gather it, when all of the ribbons are in from all over the United States, it will be hundreds of thousands of people. These ribbons are each made by an individual, a school, a church, a group. Each one of these ribbons may represent a whole family or a whole school. So that the number, you cannot count the numbers of people that are involved by the numbers of ribbons that you see. They represent many more times, if you're looking for statistics, the amounts of people in terms of ribbons. So I think it says something. It says a great deal.
And what did you do on your ribbon?
I made a rainbow.
Oh, nice.
With some teepers and flowers all over it.
You like balloons?
Yeah, I love
Because
it.
all these balloons are going to go up in the sky pretty soon.
Oh.
How
We're
come?
getting ready to do it. Because we wanted to send one ribbon up into heaven.
Into the sky.
So we're going to send one ribbon up to heaven. If you go and sign your name before it goes.
Oh, is that supposed to go with it?
Okay, you want to do that? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With one woman who thought it would be a good idea to sew ribbon around the Pentagon. And did she have any idea how big it was going to be?
I don't think she did. And now it not only is it every state has ribbon segments, but it's international. They're doing segments in Germany. They're doing and in Japan. They're having every prefecture, which is like a state in the United States, is having women make the segments, and they're actually walking the segments to the prefecture borders and meeting each other. And from Hokkaido, the northern island, to Kyushu, the southernmost island, they're walking together and they're meeting in Hiroshima.
I, as a child, was born in the nuclear age, and I remember in grade school being taken out on the playing field in Los Angeles and sitting down and seeing testing that came from Nevada. And I've lived in that shadow of horror of nuclear warfare since my own childhood, and now with my children coming into the world in what seems to be imminent nuclear holocaust, it seemed to me that I had to do something to symbolize my fear of what might happen if this buildup continues and my commitment to peace.
Seeing these sections of ribbons from all over California is a very moving experience because I feel a lot of love here from women, a lot of determination that through the love and devotion of women we can stop nuclear war, make a peaceful world for everybody.
Here we are in paradise, we cannot just throw it away. Though our voice is small, we too will have our say. For we all arise to the morning sun, the moon and stars we share. We are all together in this universe so fair. Here we are in paradise, we cannot just throw it away. We must take a stand, united come what may. Forth on the sand, the world around, not measuring its worth. Risk our home and all upon this wondrous blue-green earth. So here we are in paradise, and we will never throw it away. Freedom will prevail, and we will have peace one day. Then making plowshares from the sword, and melting down the gun, we can know there'll be a paradise for our daughters and our sons. We can know there'll be a paradise for our daughters and our sons. Here we are in paradise, we cannot just throw it away. Though our voice is small, we too will have our say. For we all arise to the morning sun, the moon and stars we share. all together in this universe so fair. Here we are in paradise, we cannot just throw it away. We must take a stand, united come what may, for thoughtless man, the world around, not measuring its worth. Risk our home and all upon this wondrous blue-green earth.
Local presentation of the ribbon is made possible in part by a grant from Chris Anderson, Mediation Law Services, and John Hughes, architect.